Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Against the Public for July 30th. I'm Dana Lane. Today, as usual, we'll go through my top Major League Baseball free plays, hoping to get back into the winner's circle as we did on Monday. Good day on the website, good day with the free plays. Let's keep that going. We'll wrap it up by breaking down something that I was asked a little bit earlier on the YouTube page about betting unders. And we'll break down when is the best time to bet unders, what day of the week is best to bet unders, or at least statistically, what month is best. And we'll go through that. It's pretty interesting. There is a few little nuggets that you could take away, but again, we'll find that the bookmakers and the odds makers do an incredible job of splitting it right down the middle. After the show, please go to Pickdawgz.com. I'll have my premium Major League Baseball plays locked and loaded on the website. As mentioned, another winning night last night. We'll go for another on Tuesday. Jump on my single plays or tomorrow's Major League Baseball 3-pack for just $49.99. Every 3-pack comes with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. Every 3-pack and individual plays come with our Pick Dawgz win guarantee. You must profit or receive an immediate site credit for the purchase price. In addition, guys, I have to thank you so much for everybody that jumped on these packages, but you guys know to get every play that I release for one low price, you simply just have to become an all-access member. And you can do that for the next 30 days for less than $11 a day, the next 90 days for less than $10 a day. Or better yet, guys, and thank you so much to everybody that has at the end of this month, become an all-access member for the next 365 days for one low price of just $3.02 a day. Now, that's part of our Christmas and July promotion. As we know, July's only has a couple days left in it, so make sure you get involved, because the minute that ticks up to August 1st, or the calendar turns, or however you want to say it, that price will go back up again. So you got a discount on it. And why you want to jump on that all access pass? Well, that covers you right through the NFL preseason, the regular season, college football. Those three combined will give you will be more expensive if you bought them individually than just getting an all-access pass. So it's almost like if you get that all-access pass, you get every other sport for free. You get the NHL for free, NBA for free, college basketball. This time, at this point next year, in Major League Baseball as well. So that's kind of wanted to break it down to you, and you can grab your credit card. We'll pay it off a little at a time. Preseason football starts, guys. We're just 2 days away from the Hall of Fame game between the Houston Texans and the Chicago Bears. So make sure you do get involved with one of those all-access passes. And thank you so much to everybody that has so far. Good night last night. So you guys are off to a good start if you got your package last night. Bears are minus 1.5, and 32 is your total, FYI. And of course, we're just 26 days away from the start of college football. I already have my preseason preseason NFL package loaded up on the site. $199.99 gives you every play that I released throughout preseason for one low price. And of course, last year, if you don't remember, and I keep on bringing this up because I want you to know that everything is 100% has been documented on the website. 56% winners in the NFL last year. Over 4,000 units won between the NFL and college football. That's number one by far. So you want to make sure that you get involved right from day one. Don't start it off in November. Don't start in December. We want to get every ounce of profit squeeze that we possibly can, and you can do that over the next couple days for that reduced price as well. And plus, there's that the 15% discount as well, so you can add that to it. That gives you a little bit more discount. So please make sure you get involved. I'm very excited about the upcoming season. Let's move on. Let's roll our sleeves up and get to your free plays for Tuesday. Remember, these are probable pitchers, so confirm before making your wagers. First game up, 6:35 Eastern Time, 9/11, 9/12. Toronto Blue Jays against the Baltimore Orioles. Orioles minus $2, 8.5 is your total. Chris Bassett against Corbin Burns. The name of the show is Against the Public. And that's exactly what we're going to do in this one. Early betting percentages show 81% of the money on the Orioles, along with 92% of the tickets. That's on the money line, but it's the total where we're going to be involved, and it's a total where we're going to run in the opposite direction of the public. 89% of the money is on the over, 95% of the tickets. Chris Bassett, 8-9 this season, does own a respectable 3.78 ERA. It's funny how when I first started doing this years ago, I would look at ERAs and I would think, and of course, if you haven't noticed, I think it's a very valuable number to me. But when I first started doing this, anything under 3 was good, and then I went up to 3.5, and now I'm kind of at the point where 4 to me is respectable. Anything under 4, so it's 3.78 ERA for Bassett. He will have to bounce back, because his last 4 starts have not been good. He's allowed 15 earned runs in his last 21 2/3 innings. That's a 6.33 ERA, and he hasn't done himself any favors with 10 walks in those 4 starts. Corbin Burnes, as we know, is having a fantastic season, 10-4, 2.45 ERA. But like Bassett, his recent form is just okay. 9 earned runs in 25 1/3 innings. That's a 3.20 ERA, and believe me, 3.20. It's most pitchers would rather have that, but I'm just saying, off of his 2.45 season-long ERA, it's kind of going a little bit north. Not too bad. We'll still take 3.20, but you know how I like to compare season numbers versus recent form. So Burnes' ERA is going a little bit not north or south. I don't know which one you want to say, but it is a little bit higher than it is over the course of the season. Over his previous 4 starts, opponents are hitting just 219, and if we want to go a little bit deeper, over his previous 32 starts, opponents are hitting just 214. So Corbin Burnes is doing more than fine. So we're going to go under that 8.5. I don't understand completely why the public seems pretty focused on that over, but that's not where we're going to go on this, under 8.5. Game number 2, 6:40 Eastern Time, 9:17, 9:18. New York Yankees against the Philadelphia Phillies. Phillies minus $1.17. 8.5 or 9 is out there. Both are pretty readily available, so check and make sure that you do get the best number. Of course, Garrett Cole against Aaron Nola is a terrific pitching matchup, at least a name. Weather might be a concern in this one. We're going to get some clouds. We're going to get a little bit of drizzle. That's expected to be around the 4th inning, so you might want to take that into account if you're a first 5 bettor. There is a 29% chance of rain late in the game, and in addition, wind also could be a factor. Gusts are expected to be between 9 and 11 miles an hour. Those gusts will be blowing straight out to begin the game and then shift over to left center as the game continues. So take that into account if you're going to be on the total. We have seen some professional money on the Yankees, plus $1.02 at Bovada and plus $1.12 at FanDuel Iowa. We're also seeing some significant wagers on the under, 8.5 at Caesars, New Jersey, and 9 at FanDuel in Iowa. Phillies are 22-12 in the second game of the series this season, and 8-3 after suffering a loss in Game 1. They'll send Aaron Nola to the hill, 11-4 this year, a 3.44 ERA. It's coming off a sensational start against the Minnesota Twins, allowed just that 1 earned run in 6 innings, and that was only because of that homer by Matt Wallner. So outside of that, he was terrific against the Twins. Cole's off to a little bit of a slow start, a 5.40 ERA, just 7 starts. I like to get the starter into double digits before kind of making an assessment of what I think of him this year, or any pitcher at this time. But Cole allowed 6 earned runs in 5 2/3 innings in his last start against the Mets. It was a kind of a disgusting game, really, for the Yankees. It was a 12-3 New York Mets win. So we're going to go with Philadelphia to bounce back in Game 2 in this one. Philly minus $1.17. Game number 3, 9:38 Eastern Time, 9:27, 9:28 is your rotation numbers. Colorado Rockies against the Los Angeles Angels. Angels minus $1.35, 8.5 over, minus 20. Cal Quantrill against Griffin Canning. The money line has moved some after the sundown number of a minus $1.32. We're up to about $1.38 consensus number here in Vegas, but that has come down offshore where the sundown number was minus $1.40 for the Angels. That's also down to minus $1.38. The consensus number overall is still $1.35, which is why we're going to go with that number. This number may I expect this number to bump back up over $1.35 because we do see see a massive amount of wagers on the Angels. So get your plays in early if you're going to tail this one. And just to note, on some websites it does say that Ty Block is going to get the start, but we've narrowed it down. I think Quantrill is 99% going to get the start in this one. And of course, he's 7-7 this year, a 4.09 ERA, contact pitcher, 86 Ks and 114 in the third innings. And his last 7 starts, the Rockies are 4-3, but Quantrill's ERA is just creeping up a little bit with 23 earned runs in his last 35 in the third innings. That's a 5.86 ERA with comparison. If we could compare it to his season mark, that's certainly a lot higher than his 4.09 ERA for the season. Canning 3-10 this year, a 6.04 ERA, exactly like Quantrill. He's a contact pitcher coming off one of his strongest outings of the season, allowed 1 earned run in 5 innings in a 2-1 win against the Seattle Mariners. We're going to go with LA in this one, minus $1.35. I think that number is telling you that the Angels are the side here. So those are 3 free plays for today. Before we go, I wanted to examine exactly what is the best time to bet unders. And this was a question that we had on the YouTube channel page, so thank you for that. And I know, like many of you, you like to bet the over. And I have always been an under guy. I've always been a guy that enjoys betting unders more than I'll bet overs. Now, it doesn't have an effect on which way I'm going to go in a game, but I always enjoy betting the unders more, just from the strange fact of I like to be winning when the game starts. If I bet an over, I'm losing from for the first 2 hours of the game. So that's what I prefer. But here's what I found as far as betting unders in that breakdown over the last couple of years in 2024. Overs this year, right down the middle. I told you guys about how good these bookmakers are and how good the odds makers are. Over this year, overs are 773, 767, and 62 pushes, 6 games over 500. I mean, these are true professionals. That's why if you're turning a profit against these guys who are the sharpest in the world, good for you. I don't care if it's 1 cent, good for you, because they are the best at what they do. Now, if we break down under betting between day and night games, unders during the day this year are 207 and 192. That actually is good enough to turn a profit. 2.02 units won. But at night, unders are just 560 and 581, minus 56.99 units. Now, let's break it down by day of the week. And maybe there's no rhyme or reason to this. You could kind of conjure up why some numbers are the way they are, but we'll break it down first. Mondays, unders are 84, 91, and 5, minus 12.46 units. Tuesday, that bumps up to 122 and 102. That's good for 20 games over 500, plus 11.70 units. Wednesdays, the unders 121 and 105, plus 8.33 units. Thursday, 64 and 78, minus 17.64 units. If the game pushes, I just throw the push out. Friday, unders are 127 and 119, plus 0.84 units. Saturday, now here's where it takes a dive. Unders on Saturday are 123 and 141, minus 27.16 units. Now, over the last 2 seasons, it seems to be a trend with Saturdays. 319 and 345, minus 53.14 units when betting unders on Saturday. And then on Sunday, 126 and 137 this year, minus 18.58 units. Now, if you break that down just really quick, obviously Saturday, maybe the reason why unders are not good on Saturdays is maybe that is like the pinnacle of the week where everybody is focused and offenses are, it's a big weekend crowd. There's lots of television coverage. Maybe it's a national game. Maybe that's where they're just a little bit more focused on Saturdays, so which is why maybe the overs are 18 games over 500 on Saturday, whereas a Tuesday or a Wednesday, well, you have a little less of that. You have a little less crowd. You have a little less coverage. Don't have national games. So that your unders on Tuesday and Wednesday are almost what, plus 20 units. So maybe if I'm breaking it down, and maybe if I'm trying to conjure up a reason why, that's to me seems the most intelligent route to go. But I'm sure there's other factors involved. When both teams are over 500. So when we have two teams that are over 500 that are playing each other, the under is 194 and 184 with 19 pushes, minus 1.37 units in 2024. Now, since 2022, the under is 833 and 836 with 65 pushes, minus 71.71 units, and that's when two teams are playing each other over 500. I mean, talk about difficult. When you have records of 833 and 836, and of course you can also flip it too, because the over is 836 and 833. Man, that is really, really difficult in that scenario. When you have two teams that are under 500, the under is 178 and 163, 2.43 units. So we did squeeze out a little bit of a profit betting unders when we're talking about two teams that are under 500. And just to finish this off, let's finish it off by talking about the month. This is kind of interesting. So when you're betting unders in the month of March, 19 and 34, two pushes, minus 16.36 units. That, of course, was in 2024. April, unders are 211, 172, and 14, plus 26.79 units. In May, unders are 198 and 192, minus 7.08 units. In June, unders are 190 and 193, minus 16.38 units. And this year, of course, the month of July, it's almost up. 149, 182, minus 41.96 units. So the over has been absolutely smashing in the month of July, and we can imagine that's why hotter weather, humidity going up, maybe the lack of adjustment on the number. It could be a whole bunch of things, but obviously as the months progress, the betting the under gets more and more as the option you want to stay away from. Now, let's take a look over the last 3 years, because of course in 2024 we can't factor in August, we can't factor in September or October, but we can if we just go back the last 3 years, just to give you a flavor of where things might be going, or maybe we've already crossed the months that would give us the biggest payday when betting the under. Over the last 3 years, in the month of March, the under is 29, 44, and 2, minus 17.07 units. In April, now here's where betting the under once again has absolutely been smashing bookmakers. In April, the under is 583 and 491, 543 win percentage, plus 47.65 units. And I can only assume it's bad weather, pitching is ahead of hitting at that point. That's the only reason I can see. But the flip side of that is, once we get through the month of April, over the last 3 seasons in the month of May, the under is 592, 605, and 46, minus 60.81 units. So a complete different turnaround from April to May. And then we get into the month of June, things start to even out a little bit. 574, 561, and 59, minus 34.42 units. This is where we start to see some adjustments in the numbers. July, 532, 527, and 27, minus 26.29 units. August, 401, 391, minus 26.29 units. September, 389 and 387, almost right down the middle again, minus 33.08 units. And in October, 46 and 42, 3 pushes, 0.71 units. So April and May clearly shows me, hey, look, odds makers, pitchers, hitters, all trying to figure things out. Unders are going to hit. Are going to hit at a bigger rate over the last 3 seasons, over 54% of the time. And then once May hits, that's when the bookmakers and the odds makers start to take a stranglehold on those totals, because then they get more of an idea, and they get all their money back in May, and then it starts to even out June through October. It's pretty even, almost right down the middle. So those are your answers. I appreciate you asking the questions. Very interesting. There are some things that we can put in our back pocket, but most of it is, man, these guys are really good at what they do, and you are going to have to be that much better. So that's why I guess you have someone like me on your side, or any of the other handicappers on the website, because this is what we do. This is a difficult sport to handicap. I don't care what anybody says, because when you factor in these money lines, it to me has always been one of the most difficult sports. I've done well in baseball over the years, but I just feel in my heart of hearts that when I'm dealing with a point spread at minus $1.10, it's been almost so much easier for me than dealing with money lines on a daily basis, which is why I really try to get the smallest money line possible. But sometimes you knock off some games that you'd rather play, but you don't give out, because you want to make sure, and not only you're managing your bankroll, you're managing everybody's bankroll that's watching the video. So that's why I try to give out the games that I do. If there's anything you'd like me to research, please just drop me a comment on the YouTube channel. I'll get to it. If I have the numbers. So far, so good with all your requests. I did ask a question yesterday, and the general consensus was on Wednesday, which is the day that you would rather get your college football and your NFL picks. So I'll leave that question out there just one more day. And keep in mind, too, this is not for the show. This is for on the website. So what day, as a customer of the website, would you rather have your NFL and college football picks up there? And I want to make sure I put them up there not too early, because like I said yesterday, it kind of reminds me of getting your, ordering, going to a nice restaurant and getting your dinner a little bit too quick. So Monday and Tuesday to me seems a little bit too quick. Wednesday seems like a good sweet spot, but if you need them a little bit earlier, or you maybe even think on Thursday, but let me know on that. But I like Wednesday, because Wednesday kind of allows us some freedom going into the weekend. And of course, you'll get those college football games on Thursday, so you get those plays a day ahead. So if you have any preference other than Wednesday, please just let me know. That does it for your Tuesday free plays and handicapping tip. Please go to pickdawgz.com. Get involved with one of my many available packages. Guys, you got 2 days to get involved with that annual all-access pass. Then the price goes right back up again to its normal price. You can throw it on a credit card. You pay it off a little at a time. We are a couple days away from preseason football starting. You saw what we did last year. If you haven't seen it, go to the website. All the records are up there. I never sit here and hype. I just tell you, go. If the records are there, then there's no reason to hype, because you got the records to back it up. So here's your Tuesday free play recap. 3:35 Eastern Time. Toronto, Baltimore under 8.5. Philadelphia minus $1.17, and Los Angeles Angels minus $1.35. That does it for today's show. Thank you to everyone who continues to watch on a daily basis. Let's go get those likes up there. If you watched the video, just hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything to hit it. I don't know. It seems important. Everybody says to do it, so I'll say it too. Please hit the like button. But thank you to everyone who continues to watch on a daily basis. For Against the Public, I'm Dana Lane. All the best to you and your wagers on Tuesday.